Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 11, Episode 38. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So, we pick up where we left off with Miss Mimi crawling herself onto the terrace. Why? No, am I going to say it? Because I know some people are going to make it bigger than it is. Why was I watching this other reviewer on TikTok and they were like, why was Mimi crawling like a house girl? As a Zimbabwean, I had to laugh. I'm sorry, I did. I had to laugh. But anyways, she's on the terrace, and as we know, Joey is fetching Io so he can go and talk to her on the terrace.
She wants you to go meet her in the terrace quickly.
No.
Between me and you.
No.
Bro.
No. Joey, see this conversation. No.
What are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing? Go up there and tell her, yeah, that you will have a conversation with her, but just not on the terrace.
I can't lie to you. I would never leave anyone hanging, but I'm not doing that.
Go up there and tell her then.
I came into the bedroom, not even knowing.
Io said to me, would you... Don't know if he's comfortable to come up here right now. That's all.
That's so fair. Unfortunately, I have to rate Io. I do. I think it would have been a bad move to go up and have that conversation. Also, the timing of it too, like she's up there on the terrace, Josh is somewhere inside, and Io was right by the door on the outside, and then they swapped, and then she came out, she was on the stairs, then it looked like she went back into the terrace. I said, oh my gosh, like my stomach was turning. I was like, Mimi, please, like, anyways, child. I write here that no answer is an answer. And since the beginning of the season, damn near, Io has been waffling. So to me, that's enough to be like, this guy doesn't actually reassure me explicitly. I should always keep one eye open with him. And I wish that she did that more. Io said, if you want to chat, you could chat to me in public, which is what they eventually do. And I'm just like, yeah, if you are saying, I'm really trying to justify this, but it's hard. If you're Mimi and you're saying, listen, I'm going to do what I want to do, you know, we're going about it in a respectful way, whatever, then being on the terrace isn't a good plan. Like, talk about the thing in front of other people, not like with an audience, but within view, at least, to show I'm not hiding anything. I'm not doing anything in a sneaky way. Like, whatever I've said to him, I could say to you, I could say to Josh, I could, like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I had to rate Io for being like, listen, I ain't doing this sneaking stuff, not today. So in the kitchen, Jess tells Josh that Matilda basically said that Io and Mimi are playing in their face. Obviously, Josh didn't like that. Obviously, Jess doesn't like that.
I got enough from Io to believe that his head's not there.
I've just been told different. And our feelings are just being considered. Mad, innit?
I promise you, right now, yeah, there is nothing else or nothing more that I want right now more than you. Have my actions gone against my words?
Not as of yet, no.
Okay, if I haven't told you that, then don't listen to it.
I do have feelings, and like...
Understood.
Yeah, I just don't know why I cracked tonight. I just don't. I don't know why.
Sitting over there with Jessica, so I don't know.
Oh.
No, that's all dead, bro.
I just want everything that Io is saying to everybody else to Mimi. I said in yesterday's reviews, like, the one who actually holds the key to end this whole thing is Io. You said categorically, I'm not going back there. Tell the girl who's trying to keep the door open. Like, this would be a hell of a lot easier if he would just open his mouth and speak clearly and concisely. Not too much rambling. Just say what it is and let's move on, child. He tells Jess that she needs to trust him. But the thing is, when you have a lot of people in your ear, more so in the last 24 hours than ever, it's hard to take your word for it because you are more inclined to confide in your friends than you would with the girl that you're trying to pursue things with, just because that's how we are as people. When something is fresh, you look to your friends for advice, for their opinions and stuff. So if your friends are telling her stuff, or if your friend's girl is telling her things, she's inclined to be like, well, something is not lining up here. And I really, really, really have to reiterate that I like that Jess speaks her mind. If something is on her mind and bothering her, she will let you know. There's none of this quiet mouse business. Like, no, I'm hearing this and it's pissing me off. What's the deal? Come on, Jess. You better win me over, girl. Josh is talking to Joey. And I'm like, do you not know that Joey is the ops to you? Joey is the ops. But anyways, he's trying to get Joey's opinion on things. And all while this is happening, Mimi is looking for Io.
I was just like, she don't feel good about the situation. We know he's not going back there, but she's just not so sure. Like I told you, bro, it's not gonna be too much longer and I'm just gonna keep hanging about. I just don't know. She's just gonna wake up on me one day and just be like, listen, Io's the one I want.
Paris is just so that we can have
I respect
a conversation.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Without the eye.
The last conversation we had was to say we're gonna leave what was. I just don't want there to be confusion about what's going on right now.
The feelings that I have for you, I've put in a box on the side. But sometimes they're banging on the door like, hello,
Yeah.
still here. Part of me wants to see that, but I know the mess that will come with it. Do you know what I mean?
Things are going like so well. That's where I'm probably gonna have to leave this one. Okay, come, let's go.
So the discourse online is surrounding like Josh. Oh, what are his intentions with her? He's playing her about, oh, he's serious. He's a lover boy. He's this, he's that. We will never know his true intentions. Even if he comes out on a podcast and tells you point blank, this is what I was thinking. We will actually never know his intentions for Mimi. The point of the matter is Mimi has to be direct. Direct with Josh and direct with herself. I feel like Mimi has it in her heart that she's the one who really understands Io, but no answer is an answer, babe. Like, I think what she's so latched onto with him is this creation she's made in her mind, and it's not even a read. I'm not trying to read her at all. A lot of us do that. I have... the man who had me down bad in 2021, okay? I was falling for the character I built in my mind, the person who was standing in front of me. Like, it happens. It's real. So you got to be real with yourself and say, has this person treated me in the way that I want to be treated by someone who I want to pursue things with? Yes or no? If yes, cool, go with it. If no, reconsider. Has this next person been treating me how I want to be treated? If yes, proceed. If not, cut it off. Like, I need her to be a little bit more direct, because now you have another person whose feelings are involved, and whether or not we know his intentions, the point is he is in the equation, and it's not fair for him to be strung along while you're keeping this like vague thing happening. Like, it's just not fair. It's not fair to Josh. It's not fair to Jess. It's just, I feel like it's not fair. I also have to say that it's really sad to see the way that things have turned out for Mimi. Unfortunately, though, I feel like the producers did what they could. Because at the beginning, when Uma was in the equation, they brought in Omar for Mimi. And then after that, they put her on a date with Connor. And then after that, they sent in, what's his name, in Casa Amor. I forget his name, Unk. They sent in Unk for her. And then after that, according to Blade, apparently there was something a little bit brewing there between him and Mimi. I think maybe that was more so on his side because he was at a loss of options. But even after that, even after Casa Amor, she was the only single person and they did not dump her. I don't know how often that happens. And then they sent in Josh. Like, I can't even blame the producers this time around. I think that they've really tried. If I was voting, regardless of how hard these last few episodes have been to watch regarding Mimi, I would still vote for her. The Love Island is all about popularity. It's never about, oh, who's the most compatible couple. We know that's all BS, okay? So my favorite girl is Mimi, and she would always get my vote, regardless of her decisions. But anyways, they have their yearly vibe party. We don't really care about that. I didn't know this is the girl who sings Rather Be. That used to be my song, though. And they bring in 2 new bombshells, Lola and Harry. Harry, not really too fond of him. Lola has some kind of history with Joey.
I'm Harry, 25 from Birmingham.
I'm Lola, I'm 22 and I'm a model from Surrey.
You'd have to be a fizzy fang.
Right, okay.
You've got to get your teeth into someone.
Are we messy?
No, but I've seen you like in the old Instagram
I've seen you
stories.
like in my Instagram.
Oh. Cole and Kieran, you're lovely together. You and Matilda as well, feel like you're lovely together. I feel like the rest of you, heads maybe could be turned.
What?
So people have been spotting an alliance between Matilda, Sean, Kieran, and Nicole. And I felt it today more than ever because the things that Lola and Harry were saying, I was like, why does this feel like it's a ploy to prop up those 4 people and to sink everybody else's game? I didn't like it. I really did not like it. The way that Lola knows Joey is because he has been in her likes and mentions or something, and vice versa. They didn't actually meet. They don't actually have a history for real. They've just interacted on social media. She talked to Joey and Ruben. For me, I just feel like this conversation was a waste of time. Joey said that he wants a woman who is good to him. Yeah, a woman who is good to her man and is respectful. To me, I think that's rich considering the fact that he says a lot of questionable things. One could see them as disrespectful. So like, okay, like you should put out what you also want in return, but okay, Joey. Then Ruben, for me, he wasn't putting on his normal charm that he has, so I don't think he's interested in this girl, but you never know. He might entertain it. Joey might entertain it for the sake of banter. We just don't know. Harry then pulls Grace and Jess for a chat. It was mainly him flirting with Grace and then trying to sink Jess and Io.
I wanted to get to know you because you seem like a bubbly girl and I've got to speak to her. I think I'd bounce off, sort of stuff like that. Obviously, I'm a bubbly character as well. I feel like you struggle to get that out of yourself sometimes because he's so relaxed. The little tiffs that you have and the little arguments, which you do have, it's a bit early doors to be bickering so much.
It seems like the whole point of Lola and Harry coming in at this point is just so discourse, but mainly for the non-alliance couples. Because not a single bad thing was said about Sean and Matilda. Not a single bad thing was said about Nicole and Kieran. I'm sorry, the only thing that I could actually back the producers on is Kieran potentially winning the show because of the guys, he is categorically my favorite. But I will never see it for Sean and Matilda. Never. Ever. Like, I don't see it for those two. So I don't know if the producers are trying to push that they'll be like the top couples. Like, no. Stop it, man. Stop it. So anyways, Grace then advises Jess to go and talk to Mimi. And I swear, it hasn't even been a week since I said this. I need Jess to stop talking to Grace. Something about the advice that Grace gives, I feel like it's sabotage. I don't like it. I think Grace only feeds into Jess's paranoia, Jess's frustration. And this was exactly that. So she gives in and she has a conversation with Mimi.
Go and chat to Mimi. Is there something like you'd want to still explore with Io?
But she said so many times that the door's shut. For me to sit down with her and speak to her, she probably doesn't want to hear it.
Just
like she doesn't want to hear it. This whole narrative keep getting brought up, like keep being asked, you know.
I feel like we're both at a stage where it's like, do we really want to take a leap of faith and like go back into that?
I start thinking like, oh, okay, am I being kept in the dark about something or am I like missing something?
We don't really talk because we want to avoid like just stepping on eggshells, like we're trying a bit like flirty and stuff like that, and I felt like that's when I needed to have the conversation with him about like trying to set boundaries.
Mimi is still saying feelings are there, but we compartmentalized and we put it aside and whatever, child, okay, all right. She says that they now need to navigate what the boundaries are between them, and I'm thinking like, why didn't you guys have this conversation the first time? Like, it would have saved a heap of confusion if they just said, okay, we like each other, but obviously we cannot pursue that right now because we got situations going on. What are the boundaries so we don't disrespect those people and also we don't find ourselves hurt? Because I think that Io is actually able to juggle both people and not be bothered. But I don't see that for Mimi. Like, Mimi to the core is a lover girl. And unfortunately, the person who she has the strongest feelings for right now is Io. So it's more important to set those boundaries as soon as possible so that you don't get yourself too involved and you find yourself heartbroken over a man who... Girl, Io, for real? Io, for real? And to the people who want Io and Mimi to get back together, can you please explain to me what it is that you root for when it comes to them? Because all I see in Mimi's future is playing second. Like, we saw it throughout the show. She was always playing for second. And now that he's with her type, now that he's with his type, isn't it crazy how he's able to say point blank, I want you. I only have eyes for you, da-da-da-da, whatever. But when Mimi was in the equation, oh, you know, if my type comes in, we'll just have to see, da-da-da. Well, as for now, maybe sort of kind of. I'm sorry. Like, yes, we loved what it looked like. These 2 chocolate drops looking very, very scrumdiddly yum. Why did I see a picture of comparing, Lord have mercy, the kisses between Jess and Io and Mimi? We obviously know which one looks more visually appealing, but like, that's about it. They had nice kisses, but that's about it. On a real tip, they needed to separate. I'm so sorry. They really needed to separate. Now that Mimi has put a pin in the Io saga, I think that she needs to make a decision regarding Josh. Like, if you want to proceed with Josh, I think it's good for him to know, I like you, but you're doing a little bit much for me right now. I'm feeling smothered. Dial it back. Or you say, I'm not feeling it, but we know we're on a show and we know we need to keep things up. So like, let's just stick together for the sake of the win. I think if they're both aware that they're just here for the votes, that's fine. If she's playing in his face, I don't like that. If he's playing in her face, I don't like that. If they're both agreeing to play in our face, that ain't no problem with me, child. That ain't no problem with me. So Maya reveals that the couple voted most compatible is Nicole and Kieran. I was here confused. This is absolute BS. Funnily enough, even Nicole was like, okay. That's interesting. And then Maya reveals that the bottom couples are Lolly and Connor, Grace and Ruben, and Jess and Io. And it's Kieran and Nicole who have to vote out a couple. If I'm to hypothesize, who would they vote out? Lolly and Connor. I feel like that one makes the most sense. I think Grace has really permeated herself into the girls group, and she's not gonna let Jess and Io go. She would not let Io go for the sake of Mimi. Like, whether or not Mimi's even gonna go there again, God forbid. I don't think that she would do that. Or wait! Maybe she would, so her friend can be free from the suffering. I don't know. I hope that it's Connor and Lolly, though. They're not giving us anything. They can go home. So tomorrow, I will be traveling literally at the time that the show airs in my time zone. So there will not be a video tomorrow. I'm so sorry, but hopefully I'll be back on Thursday. We'll see. I'm going on vacation. So like, you know, vacation is about vacationing. Yeah, besides that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.